Love you.
All right, I'm also paying information. You know where Kenny the Jet Smith at?
Yes, I got Kenny too. I know exactly where he's at.
Okay, now this one right here gets you going back. I'm gonna give you some motherfucking big dollars. Do you know where Ernie Johnson is at?
Ooh, let me work on that one right quick. That's a tough one.
Alright, and remember, I'm paying top dollar for all that information. Love you, boy. Hey, don't tell nobody.
All right, one.
All right, go.
Shannon Sharpe isn't holding back anymore. He's directly targeting Shaquille O'Neal. But this isn't just some basketball feud. It's much deeper, more complicated, and highly personal.
Back in the chat. No, he on IG. I've never professed. I've never professed that I was as great as Shaq. Mm-hmm. But what I will say,
yes, sir,
I got what I got because I worked my ass off. Now, yes, Shaq has been the one to say it. That he didn't work as hard, he didn't train as hard, he didn't eat as well as he should have.
Right.
Shaq is the one that anytime someone wins an MVP, he talks about how he should have been the MVP over Steve Nash.
Rumors are circulating that Shaq might have blindsided Shannon with a massive $50 million lawsuit right when Shannon was close to finalizing a major $100 million deal with ESPN. The timing has raised a lot of eyebrows. Many believe this lawsuit didn't just appear by chance. It hit exactly when Shannon was about to secure the deal, causing him to step away at the last moment. That level of timing doesn't feel like coincidence. Some suggest this could be Shaq playing a calculated, long-term game of revenge. These two have been subtly taking shots at each other for years.
That man said he'll give you a chance.
You think Jay-Z or
probably not a good time right now.
You're silly, man. You're silly. You're silly, man. You're silly, man.
Go see if you can fix the wall, will you, Shaq?
The wall, man.
Yeah. Here, back here.
Fix the wall,
I'll go.
Man.
See if I can fix the wall.
My point was
too soon, Kenny.
My point was.
Alright, and remember, I'm paying top dollar for all that information. Love you, boy. Hey, don't tell nobody.
All right, one.
All right, go.
Now, it seems Shaq may be making moves quietly in the background, and the situation is getting even messier. Reports suggest there's an alleged leaked audio in which Shaquille is heard asking people to dig up information on Shannon, trying to uncover damaging secrets from his past. Rumor has it that he may have uncovered something significant, something potentially devastating for Shannon. But that's not the entire story. The lawsuit reportedly involves a woman named Gabriella Zika. However, insiders claim she's not the first person Shaq allegedly involved in this complex scheme. Apparently, there was a previous incident, and Shaq's involvement was rumored there as well. The situation appears increasingly like a carefully set trap, and Shannon may have walked right into it. Evidence is beginning to surface from multiple sources, painting a troubling picture.
You well enough.
You in a Shaq situation, right?
In the clip. Now here's where
he came out with a diss track, and I heard your response to it, but his was more, there's another situation. The passion of whatever, and I believe you caught it straight, because I don't think you was, in essence, talking about it more so than Gilbert. You did, and then it spun to that. Have you guys talked?
We haven't. Shaq feels the way he feels, and he's perfectly fine to feel that way. I said what I said. I still think Shaq is a phenomenal basketball player, even though, he minimized my career. I'm fine.
Here's where things escalate further. Let's bring in Matt Barnes. In early 2022, Barnes was simply staying active in the sports world. Suddenly, an audio clip began to circulate rapidly. In this alleged recording, Matt is heard discussing how Shaq was ready to spend substantial amounts of money to dig up compromising information on Shannon Sharpe. This wasn't just empty talk. Serious money was allegedly being offered, handled quietly and discreetly. The origin of the audio remains unclear. Some claim it came from a leaked private conversation. Others suggest it was captured during a podcast or accidentally picked up by a hot mic. Regardless of the source, there's little doubt it's Matt Barnes speaking in the recording. Matt's comments hit hard. He wasn't just suggesting Shaq had a minor grudge over MVP discussions. Instead, he implied Shaq was prepared to go to extreme lengths to target Shannon. When you examine the timeline, everything seems to connect. It all traces back to the controversy surrounding the MVP debate involving Nikola Jokic. Shannon hinted that Shaq's response seemed rooted in jealousy, and Shaq didn't take that lightly. But rather than responding publicly like many would, Shaq took a different approach, calculated, discreet, and strategic. After the MVP incident, things appeared to calm down between them. There were no more public exchanges, interviews, or social media shots. Many assumed they had settled their differences. However, behind closed doors, reports suggest Shaq was already initiating his strategy, quietly gathering information, waiting for the right opportunity to act. Considering how Shannon's career was rapidly advancing with new podcast deals, high-profile guest appearances, and talks of a substantial $100 million contract with ESPN, it becomes plausible that Shaq chose to operate silently, applying pressure without drawing public attention. But the situation becomes even more complicated. For anyone still doubting Shaq's possible involvement, let's look at this next development. A viral TMZ video surfaced, and this wasn't just any random footage. It captured Shannon Sharpe interacting closely with a fan at an event. Shannon has always been personable, charismatic, friendly, and known for his ease with fans, particularly women, often seen engaging with white women. That behavior isn't new. However, this clip appeared almost too perfectly staged. Shannon is seen smiling, leaning in, and looking at ease. But once the video hit the internet, speculation took off. People began questioning the situation, suspecting there was more behind it. The timing and setup led many to believe it might have been orchestrated, especially since, not long after the clip went viral, the same woman in the video became involved. In the situation, her name quietly started surfacing in connection with the $50 million lawsuit. Let's be honest, TMZ doesn't just happen to be in the right place at the right time. Someone tips them off, directs the cameras, and ensures that footage gets public. If this was part of a setup, it was executed flawlessly. The bait was presented, and Shannon, simply being his usual outgoing self, may have walked right into it. That brief moment on camera might have provided Shaq with exactly what he needed to escalate matters privately. Now, let's take a closer look. The woman at the center of this controversy is Gabriella Zika. She's the one suing Shannon Sharpe for an enormous $50 million. Representing her is none other than Tony Busby. That name should be familiar. He's the high-profile attorney who represented the women involved in the Deshaun Watson case, and he's previously faced off against Jay-Z. When Busby takes on a case, it's serious. He's not looking for small settlements. He aims to impact reputations. So, what are Gabriella's allegations? She claims Shannon forced himself on her, physically assaulted her, and subjected her to emotional and psychological manipulation, resulting in significant trauma, stress, and mental harm. These are serious and graphic accusations. But the situation escalated further when reports emerged that Busby had obtained audio recordings that he says support her claims. That's when public attention intensified. Shannon, however, hasn't remained silent. He responded immediately and firmly, demanding play the whole 10-minute recording, not just edited clips. His reaction indicates confidence that the full recording tells a different story and that selective editing is distorting the narrative. He asserts that Gabriella was a consenting participant and that the media is selectively sharing portions of the audio to cast him in a negative light. The situation darkened even more as further information came to light. Leaked text messages allegedly between Shannon and Gabriella began circulating, containing conversations about highly explicit role-play scenarios. Some of these included extremely controversial themes, such as race play. For those unfamiliar, it's a deeply troubling and sensitive subject not to be taken lightly. It's important to note that Shannon Sharpe has never entirely concealed his unconventional preferences. Going back to 2023, while co-hosting the Nightcap podcast with Chad Okosinko, he openly discussed his interests. During one episode, they talked about actress Yvonne Orji, the acclaimed star from Insecure, and even more recently.
Now, what you think about that?
I'm looking for a center. I'm looking for a center. Send me Miss Nasty B. What her name was? The one that you said with the umbrella?
Miss Nasty.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I don't want nobody walking straight and narrow.
Oh, come on.
Nah.
So,
I want a center.
Listen, I thought we as
the conversation shifted to the host of that balloon challenge show on Netflix, Yvonne Orji. Yvonne has been very open about her decision to remain celibate until marriage, something she takes pride in. Chad suggested that she might be a good match for Shannon. Shannon laughed and responded, "Yeah, now I'm looking for a sinner." Without hesitation, He then mentioned adult film star Miss B Nasty. He made it clear that he wasn't looking for someone wholesome, but rather someone with a much wilder side. Shannon expressed his preferences openly and confidently. While no one is criticizing his personal choices, it's undeniable that Shannon has always been transparent about his lifestyle, whether it's flirtatious remarks, bold humor about women, or his public displays of attraction. He's never been discreet about it. So now, with Gabriella's lawsuit bringing serious allegations into the spotlight, it's fair to say this didn't come entirely out of nowhere. Shannon has openly shared his views and behavior in public, and many simply laughed it off at the time. But here's where it takes another turn. Gabriella may not be the only person involved in what some suggest is a larger plan targeting Shannon. There are reports of another case this one also has, Shaq's name being mentioned. Let's discuss Michelle Evans. Many have forgotten about Michelle, but back in 2023, she filed a lawsuit against Shannon in New York, nearly 2 years before Gabriella's claims surfaced. Technically, Michelle was the first. Her allegations were serious. According to court documents obtained by People magazine, Michelle didn't have a high-profile attorney. She represented herself and told her story directly. She claimed she had a long-term relationship with Shannon that lasted nearly a decade, ending around 2010, reportedly due to his infidelity. After their breakup, she came forward with deeply disturbing accusations. The surprising part is how little attention this case received at the time. It mostly went unnoticed. But now, as attention refocuses on Shannon, many are drawing parallels between her claims and Gabriella's. Michelle Evans detailed serious allegations, stating that following one of their major arguments, Shannon allegedly demanded intimacy. When she refused, she described events that were both graphic and troubling. According to her, Shannon forced her down, made her kneel, and engaged in non-consensual oral acts. Michelle stated that she said no, but Shannon didn't stop. According to her, it escalated further. Shannon allegedly threw her onto the bed and forced himself on her. She claims he told her, "I'm going to make it so no other man will want you." That statement quickly spread online and caused serious concern. To clarify, Michelle isn't suing Shannon for assault in the strict legal sense. Instead, she alleges that he threatened her, tried to damage her career, and inflicted significant emotional distress. After coming forward, she says she faced harsh backlash, with people online accusing her of lying, attacking her character, and attempting to discredit her entirely. Shannon has denied all of Michelle's accusations, just as he has denied previous allegations. But when these kinds of claims surface repeatedly, public perception begins to shift. One accusation may seem isolated, but multiple similar allegations raise serious concerns. With 3 women now making related claims, many are beginning to see a troubling pattern emerge. At the same time, attention is quietly turning to another topic that's been lingering since Gabriella's case became public: the highly talked about Diddy parties. To be clear, Shannon has publicly stated that he has never participated in Diddy's parties or any of the alleged wild Hollywood scenes often linked to them. He's made it clear that he avoids what he calls that freaky cult-like Hollywood energy.
Oh my God. You ever was at a Diddy party?
No,
Never?
I ain't never been invited. I ain't that big. I mean, maybe if I was in the position that I'm in now, but back then, no. I don't get invited to no parties, bro. Plus, I'm a homebody.
Do you like partying or no? Nah, yeah. I feel
I just like to be to myself, man.
I feel that.
You know.
I feel that.
However,
At some point,
when you examine the lawsuits, text messages, and descriptions of controlling and manipulative behavior, the similarities to the allegations surrounding Diddy are difficult to ignore. We're talking about claims of emotional control, power struggles, coercion, threats, and enforced silence. It's not just fans noticing these parallels, others in the industry are starting to connect the dots as well. Consider the recent moment on stage when Jay-Z and Diddy's private conversations were brought up. Shaquille O'Neal was present. His reaction was telling. He quietly stood up and exited the stage without saying a word. That silent exit raised questions. Many started wondering whether Shaq might know more than he's publicly acknowledging. While Shaq never mentioned Shannon by name, the situation left an impression that he might be aware of individuals living one way privately while presenting a different image publicly. For years, Shannon Sharpe has built a reputation as a clean-cut family man, frequently quoting Bible verses and offering motivational speeches. But these ongoing lawsuits are starting to challenge that public image, revealing a different side. Sources close to the situation suggest that Shannon believes Shaq is playing a very calculated game behind the scenes. Publicly, Shaq appears friendly, sharing jokes and laughing, but allegedly, he may be orchestrating moves quietly while Shannon's circumstances worsen. Meanwhile, Shaq remains active on social media, seemingly unfazed, posting humorous content, and even making light of the leaked Matt Barnes audio. A meme circulated saying, "Damn, I got caught again. I need that info. I'm paying to dollars." Meanwhile, Shannon's situation is deteriorating quickly. His reputation has taken a serious hit. His podcast Without Joe is struggling to maintain momentum. His TV appearances are becoming less stable, and sponsorship deals are starting to disappear. Everything he spent years building is now at serious risk. What's even more surprising is that the more Shannon tries to defend himself, the worse things seem to get. Every time he responds, new leaks surface, more text messages, additional recordings, and fresh controversies. It feels like the situation only escalates with each statement he makes. At the same time, Shaq appears completely unaffected. He continues living his life without showing any concern, posting lighthearted captions, laughing online, and seemingly staying far removed from the entire controversy. Now, here are the real questions to consider. Is Shannon Sharpe truly being targeted unfairly? Or is Shaq quietly orchestrating moves against him while maintaining an innocent public image? Most importantly, can Shannon recover from all of this, or is his entire career and legacy at risk? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update, because this story is far from over. See you in the next one.